everybody and welcome back to a new video series. Today I have a video that was inspired by someone else's video that I saw. So I saw Brianna Toria's video of the 100-day film challenge and I thought, oh my gosh, I want to do that. I messaged her and said, can I do this too? And because her videos on the 100-day film challenge I love, they're awesome. I will be linking them down below, so definitely check those out. And I thought, oh yeah, I really want to do that. So I got a little book to keep note of which films I was watching, and I gave myself a couple of rules. One, it did have to be a new, new to you, a film that I hadn't seen before, which was same rule as what she had as well. So it's a film that you haven't seen before. And then secondly, I put on mine, which now regrettably, if I hadn't have done that, I might have done better, that it can't be a new release. So for me it was movies that were already in my collection or movies that were a bit older that I'd wanted to watch, or basically not something that I picked up on Monday Movie Hunting or gone to the cinema to see. So it was all kind of that kind of thing. And that did make it a little bit harder, but I do feel that this 100-day film challenge thing did help me get a lot more back into watching films. I wasn't watching as many until I started doing this, and now I watch quite a lot. I pretty much have been watching a film a day, which is basically the concept. You watch a film a day for 100 days. But so far on the 100-day film challenge, I'm up to number 22, which is fine because you only talk about 20 per video. So there'll be another video soon. Well, soon. There'll be another video with it. So I'm just calling this the 100 film challenge. And that will be what it'll be called. Anyway, so go check out Rihanna's videos because she did a really great job. And she actually successfully did it in the 100 days, I'm pretty sure. Because all of her videos now are up of each 20 films. Anyway, so I will just read out the 20 films for you guys, put a little picture, some information, and then at the end I will talk about the 5 films that I feel like I wanted to highlight and that I would recommend and that I want to talk about. So here we go. The first film I watched the 100 film challenge was Wild Card with Jason Statham, and I wouldn't watch this again. I was quite disappointed, so yeah, Wild Card. Next, I watched the Disney's Rescuers. I know, how haven't I seen it before? I don't know, but this was the first time that I watched it, so I'm glad I finally watched that, and I do want to watch Rescuers Down Under soon. I was supposed to watch it soon after watching that one, but it's been a while now, but I do want to watch that, so I did enjoy that one. The next one I watched was Man Up with Simon Pegg, and this was fun, this was enjoyable. But I felt like it was missing a little bit of something, but I would watch it again. It's something that I would go back to and watch again. Next I watched The Final Girls, and this I'll be talking about at the end. So obviously that you can tell I really enjoyed that movie. It feels like a while ago now I watched it because obviously I didn't do the game right, but I did really enjoy this film. And then the next film that I watched is another one I was talking about at the end, another one of my highlights, and that is The Pretty One. I was so surprised by this film. I did not think that I would love it as much as I did. I did not think I'd have as much thought from it as I thought. I'll explain at the end. It's already becoming a muddle. I'll tell you later, but I will be talking about that one later on in this video. Next, I watched Hercules, the, 2014 film with Dwayne Johnson. I'd had this film since its release day and had not watched it. So that was a much needed watch. The next one I watched was The Untouchables. Now, I did cheat a little bit with this one, to be honest. I watched some of this film in school years ago, and I spent years wondering what it was. I don't think I watched all of it, so I didn't really cheat. But I have seen some of it before, and I was a little bit let down. I wasn't let down. It was a good film, but it wasn't. I remembered it to be such amazing thing, and that often happens with nostalgic thoughts on films. So, yeah, The Untouchables. Next, I watched Tallulah, which was on Netflix, which is the Netflix original film with Ellen Page. This was really good. I really enjoyed it, and I think it's my first Netflix original film that I've watched, so I will be watching more of those. After that, I watched Just One Day, which was kind of just very mediocre. There wasn't much to it. I think I've given it away now. It's kind of one of them. I thought, yeah, okay, I've watched it, and now I'm kind of done with it. That kind of thing. It was okay. After that, I watched Ant-Man. When did Ant-Man come out? 2015. I bought Ant-Man on its day of release, and I did not watch it, and I don't know why. And then when I watched Civil War, I thought, oh, I should watch Ant-Man. So I finally watched Ant-Man. Next, I watched Mission Impossible 5. I will talk about it at the end. The first Mission Impossible film that I had seen, though, And so I'll talk about the end, so you guys know I liked it, and I really did. So Mission Impossible 5 was a thumbs up from me. After that, I watched Get Hard with Will Ferrell and Kevin Hart. Again, this was kind of just, it was okay. It was kind of a Sunday, easy, lazy Sunday movie. Almost. It wasn't quite at that level of, because oftentimes easy, lazy Sunday movies I would watch over again. I don't really think I'd watch this again, but it was okay for the most part. Next, I watched Lord of the Rings, the first one, and the Fellowship of the Ring. This was actually watched for my I Love That Film. Josh's pick for I Love That Film, which is another series we do where we watch films that each other would recommend and hadn't seen, so you guys can go check out that video. It was episode 2. Next I watched Fathers and Daughters, which I also talked about in a video, which was my HMV haul. I'll try and link some of these videos at the end. Which I actually really did enjoy. It almost could have made it to one of my favourites, but it didn't quite. Next I watched Barbie and Her Puppy Adventure, or Great Puppy Adventure, something. This is kind of as expected, but maybe a little bit more than what I'd expected. It was okay, but it would be really good for little children, I think. I think it was all right. I did talk about it in another video though, so. Fast Times at Ridgemont High, again, this was an I Love That Film, but I did actually really enjoy this. I would recommend it. It's kind of weird, but I enjoyed it. Freeheld, another one that I enjoyed. And finally, no, not finally, we're on number 18. I'm just lying to you guys. The Colony. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to talk about this film at the end. It's got Emma Watson in, and I loved it, and I always am thinking about it, and I just really enjoyed it. It's called something different in America, and I don't know what. I really don't know. It's called something different though. I think it still begins with a C. I don't know. Maybe one of you guys will know. Next, I watched Sunshine on Leaf. I'd been meaning to watch that for years, and now I finally watched it. It was good, and I enjoyed it, and I thought I was really enjoying it at the time of watching it, but now I've kind of forgotten about it. I would go back and watch it though. It's a musical, so it's fun to watch. And finally, for True Now, 84 Charing Cross Road. This I enjoyed, but I was expecting a little bit more, but I still had a good time watching it. So yeah, those are the 20 films that I watched in the first part of the 100 film challenge. And now we'll talk about the 5 highlights from the list. Okay guys, so the first film that I watched that I thought, yes, that is a film that I really enjoyed, and I gave it 4.5, which is pretty good going. It was The Final Girls, and I wasn't expecting massive amounts from this, but I was kind of excited about it. And basically, it's like a spoofy-ish slasher movie. These kids end up being sucked into an 80s horror slasher summer movie, you know, one of those kind of movies. And I ended up really enjoying it. It was cheesy at times, but it was supposed to be cheesy, and it was just fun. I had popcorn, some M&Ms, and I just really had a fun time watching it. I liked the story. There was a lot of parts that were deeper than I expected them to go, with different storylines and stuff. I thought the characters were great. I liked that we had kind of 2 main sets of characters. Obviously, the characters from the 80s film, and then the teenagers that have been sucked into this film. That was very interesting, and overall I just had a fun time with it, and I enjoyed it, and I thought, you know what, I had a great time watching that film, and that's something that you don't always finish a film thinking. You sometimes finish a film thinking, yeah, I enjoyed that, it was okay. But this film, I was like, I had so much fun watching that. I felt that was something that I don't always get from films, so I was really pleased with. I feel like I've just repeated myself. Anyway, The Final Girls, I'd recommend it. It's a fun horror comedy type of thing. Okay, the next one was The Pretty One. What did I give it? I gave it 5 stars. This film I did not expect to love as much as I did, and I do really want to watch it again soon. So basically, Nick from New Girl is in this film, and also the girl who plays Ruby Sparks is in this film, and she's in What If as well. Now Ruby Sparks I thought was okay, What If I thought was okay, but her in this, she was so good. I loved Nick's character as well. I don't quite remember what he was called in this film, and there was just something about it. Basically, I really don't want to give much away. I basically went into this film completely blind. It's about twins. You can see from the front cover that there's 2 twins, and they're totally different than each other. And something happens, and I did not expect it. And I was like, oh my gosh, this film has gone down a road that I didn't even think this was what it was about. Now, that could be in the trailer or some other things. I'd kind of pinpointed this film because Nick from New Girl's in it and the girl from Ruby Sparks and What If and etc. And that was kind of that. I thought, you know, this is a film about twins and the differences and stuff. And it really wasn't. It was really something else, but I really would recommend watching it. Now, I looked up some reviews. Some people said they really didn't like it because of certain things, because it's kind of a comedy. It's kind of, you've got to be a certain person, I reckon, to enjoy it. Some people would think, whoa, like, what? But I really enjoyed it. I know that Josh really enjoyed it as well. So that was probably, I gave another film 5 stars as well, but that is one of my highest rated films on this whole list. So The Pretty One, I really enjoyed it. The next one I gave I didn't mention earlier that I was going to talk about at the end, but it was Tallulah. I really, really enjoyed this. It was a Netflix original film, like I mentioned before. Basically, Ellen Page kind of ends up having to look after this baby, and she's not really that kind of person, and it's kind of a weird, like, form of events. I really enjoyed it. I really loved how her character grew. I really loved what was going on with this baby. I felt really connected to all the characters, and I really enjoyed this film, and I would watch it again as well. And if it ever comes out on DVD or Blu-ray, I will pick it up, and it'll be one that I would want to have in my collection as well, because I did think it was a very interesting, different film. I really enjoyed I don't really know what. Basically, this lady in it. I'm not going to explain how the connection is. And she ends up having to stay there and with this baby and stuff. I really enjoyed their connection and their kind of relationship in the film, and it was just very interesting. I just really enjoyed it. It was kind of a breath of fresh air. I hadn't really seen many films like that, or it just kind of felt different, and I just really ended up enjoying that. So I will be watching more Netflix original films as well, and I gave that 4.5. Okay, so the next film that I did mention earlier I was going to talk about, I think all of the others I did, apart from Tallulah, so I don't know what happened there, I am sorry. The next film that I loved was Mission Impossible 5. Now, as I say, I hadn't seen a Mission Impossible film prior to Mission Impossible 5. Now, the reason that I did end up watching Mission Impossible 5 is because I did a little poll thing of which movie you think I should pick up, and loads of people picked Mission Impossible 5, so I thought, okay. And when I was about to watch it, I thought, I'm not really excited about this. I'm kind of like, ugh, you know, I thought it was going to be something that it wasn't, I suppose. And I just had so much fun with it, and straight after watching it, I kind of felt like, you know what, I want to watch that again. And again, I haven't seen the others. I've actually started watching Mission Impossible 1, and I haven't progressed through. I got about halfway through, and I haven't gotten further. I prefer the 5th one, but I will watch. I do want to watch them all, and I'll be excited to come out with a 6th one, because that 5th one, I just loved it. It was action packed. It was fun. It was kind of everything that it did say on the tin, but I just kind of thought it was going to be more cheesy or not as enjoyable, or I don't know what I thought, but either way, I loved it. I'm not even a big Tom Cruise fan, but now it's kind of drawn me in to want to watch more Tom Cruise films, so I don't know. Mission Impossible 5, well, it's not even called Mission Impossible 5, it's called Mission Impossible Rogue Nation. I am sorry that I keep calling it Mission Impossible 5, but that's just, I needed to remember which, well, I don't know why I did that. I wrote it down as Mission Impossible 5, so that's where that came from. But yeah, really enjoyed that, and definitely want to go back and watch the other Mission Impossibles now. And I gave that, let me look, where's my book, where am I at? 4.5 stars. Okay, the next one I also gave 5 stars, and it's probably my favourite film of the whole 5 picks, and that is The Colony. And this film, I was like, I will watch this film. And obviously I picked it up because Emma Watson's in it, and that's why I bought it. And I thought it was so interesting and so on the edge of my seat, and like just, I could not take my eyes off this film. I think by the end of the film I was sat up. I watched the film in my TV. I watched the film on the TV in my room, so I was like sat on my bed, so I wouldn't necessarily always be sat up. I think I was like lay down, and then I ended up sitting up because it got so intense and so interesting. Basically, Emma Watson and her boyfriend, well, she goes and meets her boyfriend. So in Chile, some kind of head of leader changed or something, and then anyway, everybody ended up getting taken away to this weird place, and they were all lined up, and there were all these things going on with all these army guys and stuff, and Emma Watson and Emma Watson's boyfriend, it's a hard film to explain, gets taken to this place, and she doesn't know what it is. She asks somebody and they say it's kind of like this weird cult place. So she goes and signs up for it. And then it gets crazy. I just loved it. I don't want to ruin it. I didn't really give you much to go off, but I loved it and I would recommend it. So those are my 5 recommendations, and those are 20 films that I watched. I will be doing more of these videos. I don't know how soon, but definitely check out Rihanna's videos as well down in the link, down in the description below. I've already lost my words now. It's been a long video. Thumbs up if you guys enjoy these videos and would like to see more. Comment below if you've seen any of these films, and if you have any recommendations, let me know down below. I'll see you guys next time. Subscribe if you haven't already, or if you are a newbie, and thank you so much for watching. Goodbye!